Hi, I'm Annette Harris. Today I will be talking to you about whether to pray or not to pray. The purpose of this presentation is to analyze the issue of prayer in public schools. Whether or not prayer violates the First Amendment. The issue of school prayer is a concern of religious freedom and civil liberty. Why it's a concern for me? Where I live in southeastern United States, it's a Bible Belt, predominantly Christian population. Prayer before football games is normal. Prayer before lunch, moment of silence, all are normal things. I can remember when I was a little girl growing up, we would always have our morning devotion. We would say the pledge, we would sing My Country 'Tis of Thee, and we would say a prayer. Then at lunchtime, we would all say another prayer for lunch. We would bless our food for lunch. Now at school, we still have our regular morning announcements where we do the announcements, we do the pledge, and we would have what is a moment of silence. I can remember one year we were getting ready to take the Georgia Milestone Assessment Test, and there was a group of kids that all gathered out and joined hands in a circle and began to pray. On Friday nights, if you go to our home football game, you will see the team gathered around in a huddle and they will be led by prayer. Over the loudspeaker at the game, there is also a prayer done to protect the players, the cheerleaders, everyone involved. And at the end of the game, the team ends with a prayer. They all meet in the middle of the field. Both teams get in a circle and they say a prayer. In the First Amendment states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the people peaceable to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The First Amendment contains two clauses that I'm going to discuss in my articles: the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause. In Engel versus Vitale, 1962, New York State required public schools to begin each day with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a non-denominational prayer in which students recognized their dependence on God. A parent sued, arguing the law violated the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. The majority agreed that school-sponsored prayer violated the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. In the case of School District of Abington Township, Pennsylvania versus Shemp in 1963, Pennsylvania law required public school students to read at least 10 verses from the Holy Bible without comment at the beginning of each day. Shemp argued that this violated the First and the 14th Amendment rights of his children. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the respondent on behalf of his son and declared that the school-sponsored Bible reading in public schools was unconstitutional. My last case is Santa Fe Independent School District versus Doe, 2000. A student chaplain delivered a prayer over the loudspeaker at each home varsity football game. Two families, on Mormon and Catholic, filed a lawsuit challenging this practice under the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. The court upheld 6-3 that the student-led, student-initiated prayer at football games did violate the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment.